Rotten Tomatoes censorship backfires?
There was something funny that happened over on Rotten Tomatoes yesterday. I don't think this is a coincidence. We're going to go over what happened. Now,
What happened?
I want to point out right away that whatever this was that we're going to talk about appears to be fixed, and that's the audience score ratings for TV shows. Not movies, just TV shows. Specifically Star Wars related shows, but we'll get into that. Let's go with where it started. So,
yeah,
The Acolyte is a very popular show right now, and for all the wrong reasons.
Everybody's talking about the show, but nobody's talking about they liked it. Y'all say there's an echo? See, I fix that. I actually need to fix this for a bit. It should be better.
Reporting on it and watching it like a hawk because it's a disaster. It's a train wreck, right? And everybody loves looking at a train wreck. It's hard to look away. So what happened was, and of course, since everyone's watching everything Acolyte related very closely, if something happens, everyone's going to jump on it. And
people are watching everything about the Acolyte except for the actual show.
Huh? Freyna?
Tomatoes.
Yes, I hear you. What's happening?
The audience.
Anything I can help you with?
Disappeared. Now,
I overheard your comms with Clay.
This is fixed.
You're doing something with the fungus, right? If we collect enough fungi, will you be able to make an antidote or antibody that gives us immunity?
They fix it?
Of course. Although it may take some time, it's not impossible.
You search Rotten Tomatoes, Star Wars The Acolyte. This is what's going to pop up. And at the bottom
That's better.
of it, there's a season.
Hey, I'm surprised it's all the way up at 14%. Hey.
So season 1, Star Wars The Acolyte. It looks like this over on the page. So here is the page now. This is fixed, right? So you see 83% from critics, 14% average audience score. Very low. That was missing. If you wanted to see that, you had to scroll down and then click on season 1, and then you could go to season 1 and you could see 14%. It's kind of weird because I don't think this is going to get a second season. It's
going to be the whole show. Yeah, this is it.
So, what they did was they made it so if you looked it up, you wouldn't see it. You had to do a little bit more work, scroll down to the season 1. Now, at first, this was like one of the only shows people started to point out real quick, it's other shows too. We're seeing it with other shows now, mostly Star Wars related, as Master of the TDS points out here. Now, not crazy. This was really happening. This appears to only be happening in Star Wars related shows. Now, why?
TV shows in general. So it happened on the Acolyte, but what about the other ones besides that?
And then, the one thing, you saw they were deeper with it because the loading to the site was slower than I don't know how to describe that. I have super good Wi-Fi here, so I have that very good. And it's taking a little longer than normal. Maybe that's just, maybe that's just nonsense, but it really did feel like they were super excited. You're just gonna have to make my word with the table for install and stuff. I don't know if it was just right?
So like I really thought that if they had been censoring it, but it turned out it was just the fucking some like DDoS protection, which doesn't really make sense to me. Like it seems like that's what it was. I feel like that's a big learning experience, and I think that we should think about that a lot when we go and we start shooting first without really being sure. Like they never said anything about this. There's no receipts for this. It's about being skeptical, right? But and that's the thing. You need to be skeptical, especially if something you want to do. Yeah, exactly. Sometimes Googlebots can't go through DDoS protection without being whitelisted. Yeah. And I didn't know that. It didn't make sense to me. And so right? And so I scrutinizing websites every time they update is a recipe for paranoia. Yeah, exactly, right? Now, is there a chance that they floated this and then they got a lot of negative reception and then they decided to backpedal on it? Yeah, for sure, that's possible, right? Like, it's also possible that a raccoon got in the building and the raccoon did this. But, you know, I wouldn't expect that to be the reason why. It's a low possibility.
That's what it felt like to me. And then
somebody says they just restructured the site to hide the audience score on the front page. But if you say that, but if I click on it, it says audience score right there. Like, I mean, that didn't happen, right? Because like I could just look at it and you can see immediately that didn't happen. They disabled the value. 14%, that's a value. Front page. Was it like this before or not? So you're saying beforehand it showed the audience ranking and also the critic ranking? Yeah, that's stupid. It should show both. I'm gonna be honest, I think it should only show the audience ranking. Who cares what a critic says? Yeah, like what? Like, I'm sorry, but like, this is my opinion about movie critics, is that a critic is supposed to be used as a tool and a reviewer is supposed to be used as a tool that the public uses to gauge whether they should see content or not. I think that if there is this large of a disparity between the average audience ranking and the average critic ranking, the critics are always wrong because the critics exist to serve the audience. That's the way it works. There's no chicken and the egg. The audience is the reason why the critics exist. The critics aren't the reason why the audience exists.
TV shows, in general, started to look like this. Not just Star Wars, everything. Some still had it. But for the most part, every TV show was loose.
Somebody says it's not an authentic review of the content, though. This is review bombing. How do you, so review bombing, what do you mean by that? People saying that they don't want to see the show? What does that mean, a review bomb? You're being a little bit hypocritical. You just said that you don't trust other people's gaming reviews. Why do you trust movie reviews? It's not that I trust the reviews. It's that I trust the critics' reviews less than I trust the audience, yeah, I trust them less than I trust the audience reviews. I'm not going to look at a negative audience review and think, oh, wow, I hate this movie now. No, that's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying, though, is that, yeah, I wouldn't take a lot of reviews seriously, but a lot of people do. That's why people have the reviews, naturally, right? That's why they exist. Like, if that was actually true and I didn't care at all about reviews and I didn't think they served any purpose, I would never read them or talk about them. But I am, because they clearly show a purpose and they have a reason. It's just it's an apples and oranges thing. Gotcha Andy, that probably should be a permaban. That was a Gotcha Andy. But what I'm saying is that a critic reviews, for how much I distrust audience reviews, I distrust critic reviews 10 times more. And I don't think that the audience being compromised by review bombing is accurate, because I think critics can also be compromised. For example, if you are giving a negative review to this game, I bet it could look bad professionally because this, this show is getting a lot of criticism that people professionally are saying is racism. So people could avoid giving it negative criticism because they don't want to be painted with the same brush that the toxic fan base is being painted by. So when you tell me that the show is being review bombed, I say, by who? Because you're saying it's by the audience, I'm saying it's also by the critic.
Its audience score, you had to go down to click the link or whatever. And now it's apparently all fixed. So over on the website now, if you go to best TV shows of 2024,
yeah,
all of them now have their audience scores.
Damn, so there it is. So, okay.
Established. Except some of them, like Sunny. Sunny, you can't see it. They're not all fixed. They're not all fixed. Sausage Party, look at that. They still have no reviews there. Isn't that funny? Why is everybody so afraid of Seth Rogen? That's a legitimate question. Why is everybody so afraid of Seth Rogen? They won't even let audience scores for Sausage Party pop up. Or nobody watched it and reviewed it. Maybe that's a thing too. But there's still no critic scores. I find that funny.
I don't know.
So they fixed this. They fixed it. And put him back in.
So what's the problem?
And you would think that would be the end of the story,
Yeah,
right?
right, yeah.
But it's not. It's not the end of the story
Okay, what's
because
the other part?
now we're getting articles like this. Professional acolyte haters fall for fake Rotten Tomatoes controversy. So now there's hit pieces. It feels like this might have been done to discredit people. That's what.
Well, of course he's going to do this because he's one of the people that does reviews. You should expect people to defend themselves. Every time you attack somebody, you should always expect people to defend themselves.
What up?
Like, of course he's going to say it's bad because he's one of the people that's doing it. You're literally shitting on him. Of course he's going to say this.
What it feels like to me.
Now,
Like,
it's stupid, by the way. He's wrong, but you should expect this.
See? Yeah. They'll fall for anything. There's receipts out there of this. A lot of people got screenshots of this. These aren't doctored. And I'm not the only one that posted shit like this. I saw a lot of people covering it. So if you want to find screenshots of what this looks like, it's not hard. And Nerdrotic has one up. I'm sure maybe the Geeks and Gamers people, some of them probably for sure had screenshots. It was going around. This happened. Now, Paul is trying to argue that it was a technical glitch.
Well, how are they supposed to know it's a technical glitch? I mean, like, you can't expect the audience to know that. Because if the audience sees the website this way, they're going to assume that's the way the website is. I mean, it's not really falling for anything, right? I mean, that's just looking, observing, and making a conclusion based off of that, right? I mean, that's not crazy.
Just Star Wars? And then it's like, oh, we better cover our tracks and then take them down from everything, and now they're restored? It almost feels like they got caught real fast. They were trying to pull a fast one because it started to look like censorship. Because they would love...
we don't... What's the fucking evidence of that? Like, I'm not gonna do this shoot first, ask questions later bullshit again. Like, I just looked like a fucking idiot for this, like, 2 days ago. Like, what's the evidence of this? Like, was there any other points on the line here? Like, maybe... Look, and here's the truth. Maybe they, were gonna do it, and then there was a bunch of negative feedback, and they're like, oh my god, they're making the YouTube video, shut it down! Maybe that happened. But I don't think it did. And I don't think there's evidence for it to happen. So maybe it was just a mistake. Yeah.
To get rid of this audience score. And I guarantee you they eventually will get rid of it. Crunchyroll.
I agree with him. That's all right. Now we're getting to a conversation. I think that a lot of these people in the movie industry absolutely fucking hate the fact that fan reviews play so much of a role in the success of their shows. And I think that they are going to try to push to get rid of fan reviews. Absolutely. Because, like, you think about it from their perspective, the fan reviews are bad for them because it causes them to lose money. So if the fan reviews didn't exist, then they would lose less money. So I think this probably will happen. It's the same, oh, by the way, oh, this won't happen. Well, where's the dislike bar on YouTube? Think about that.
Has taken down audience scores, basically. You can't comment on things over there anymore. I'm going to talk about that later.
Yeah.
But you know damn well critics would love to get rid of this audience score. Businesses.
I think that they would too. I think he's right about this.
Would love to get rid of this audience score too.
I think he's right.
The only time they like the audience score is when it's high and the critics are low. Because then they can go with, okay, well, the audience likes it. Screw those critics. That's why I think that's honestly the only...
And if Rotten Tomatoes gets rid of audience scoring, people are just going to make a new website and go there instead. Because, and the reason why is that these people who are effectively filters for feedback, like these people don't actually, nobody cares what Rotten Tomatoes thinks about anything. Rotten Tomatoes is just simply a place for people to put their reviews. So if you can't put your reviews there, they're just going to go somewhere else. And you have this happen all the time when you have these people who are professional critics who think that they're doing some sort of service to the public by telling people that a movie is good or a movie is bad. I'm sorry, you're really not. Also, if you're not acting in a way that's congruent with what the audience feels, then you should expect to lose your job, and you're not doing your job the right way. That's all there is to it. So it's a service, though. Yes, that's a service. Well, what I'm saying is that, like, people don't care. Like, for example, you don't want your ISP to tell you what websites you can and you can't go to, right? Outside of, like, the viruses and shit. You don't want to have your computer tell you what programs you can and can't install. You want to make those decisions for yourself. And what I'm saying is that Rotten Tomatoes is the same thing. Rotten Tomatoes is a tool. People, and if the tool does not work in the way that it is useful for, then people will find a new tool and they'll go to another website. I know I would. If there's a website that I don't want to read critic reviews, I think critics are fucking stupid. So why the fuck do I want to hear what they think? I think they're all paid off. I think that they all have the same cookie cutter opinions. I think that there's a ton of topics they refuse to talk about or play any credibility to because it's not professionally convenient. And I don't trust anything that they say. So if I'm going on a website and the only thing that I'm getting is things that I think are a lie, well then why the fuck would I go to the website? If you want to know what people really think about something, read a post on 4chan. That's what people really think.
The reason why I think it's
when there's real anonymity, there's no updates to be gained. You don't have your internet footprint attached to this. You just get to talk shit and say what you really think. Give a man a mask and he'll tell you who he really is. That's what I think. And the moment that you take that option away, there's no reason to go on the website.
Here, it's because once in a while it works to their benefit. But to wrap all this up as some kind of technical glitch, like he suggests here, I think is a joke.
No, it's not a joke. It's not a joke. There's no justification. There's no evidence that it wasn't. Like, no, it's not. Like, I feel like people get an opinion about something, and they get so attached to that opinion that they're willing to, like, it's like a captain. You know, a captain will go down with the ship. You don't have to be, you don't, like, you can't always know why things happen. Like, you don't know why this happened. Paul Tassi doesn't know why it happened either. None of us know why it happened. But, like, if you say this is the reason, that's different than saying you don't know what the reason is.
And it's not a coincidence to me that it was all Star Wars shows at first. And then other TV shows got theirs removed. And it wasn't even every TV show. There was a couple that still had it. Surprised.
Then I don't believe it because I see it. Where is it? Where's the picture? Because I'm seeing the accolade. I'm not seeing anything else.
Surprised they had high audience scores. Like I said, you're gonna have to take that with a grain of salt because I can't show you because they fixed it right away. I was gonna go over it today, and then when I got on, lo and behold, all the audience scores were fixed. To me, you know, we'll have to take it with a tinfoil hat, right? Because I can't prove it, but just speculating, I feel like Rotten Tomatoes was going to do a solid for Lucasfilm there, and it backfired because they think no one's watching this shit, but everyone's watching it. And the moment they did it, it exploded on Twitter. Everybody was talking about it. I mean, you had an article go up almost 30 minutes after it happened. So everyone was starting to talk about it, and it backfired on them. And they quickly, see, here's another shot. It's gone. Right here. So it backfired on.
How do you know that? Like, how do we know that? Like, what are we doing? Like, no, it's a mistake. It's a mistake. Now, he could be right. And hey, here's the thing. He could be right. But there's no evidence of this shit.
On them pretty damn quick, and they fixed it. It's like, okay, we'll just remove all the audience scores. And I bet you that didn't go
Yeah.
over very well with some people in the industry, and they had to change it. Because not everybody is like Lucasfilm and wants to cover up what the audience thinks.
I think most people are, actually.
So now you've got these people who can run in and try to discredit people for covering this, which is bullshit because it absolutely did happen. And I don't believe this cope that it was a technical glitch. Yeah, what a
Why?
coincidence that the technical glitch was going after Star Wars related properties. So
I'm sorry, but like, I really don't think that's enough. That's like a A, B, F, J. You're skipping a bunch of letters there.
I don't know. It was interesting. It was almost like
One dot,
damage control.
Yeah,
real-
this is one dot, bro. Like, find me 10 more examples of this happening. Like I was saying about like with Google censoring shit, then maybe I'll start to see the line. But this isn't. What the fuck?
time for the series, and then they
Jump to
got found out
conclusions,
real
Matt?
fast, panicked, and then restored it to how it was.
That's good.
But I do think eventually that audience score vanishes from everything, not just TV shows, from movies too. I have no doubt that one day that's gonna vanish off of Rotten Tomatoes.
I think he's right, by the way, about this. I think that a lot of the studios and the people in the industry tremendously resent the amount of power that the audience has because they don't think that the audience views things authentically. Now, they're stupid, but that's still what they have every right to be stupid, right? They hate us. I think that a lot of them do genuinely hate the unwashed masses, right? Yeah, they do. Not hate, resent.
At a critic, all of the websites that have anything that covers how audiences
They hate
and
our
customers
freedom.
feel about the product.
Hey, they had a fact, brother.
This is not beneficial for them to have people that can tell the truth. At least in some ways, like critics can be controlled. You can cut them off. You
Critics are controlled.
can threaten them losing access, all
Yes.
that stuff, and they'll fold real fast.
Yes, critics, they are controlled.
So, interesting stuff. I was kind of shocked to see it, and when I woke up this morning, it was back, and then I saw articles like this. It's like, okay, well, they're going to capitalize this now and try to discredit people. Because, of course, when that happened, people made videos on it. It was breaking news. And, like, here's the video. It's like, oh, ho, gotcha. No. That really
I think that people on YouTube really like to value the opinions of people on YouTube. You really think this is like, there's like this fucking big company, and they're like, oh, you see this video? It got 7,000 views in an hour. Oh my God. Get the investors on the line. We've got to figure this out. Get the fuck out of here. They don't care. Like, it's not a big deal. Like, obviously they probably are like, ah, shit, right? But they're not going to make big corporate decisions based off of a handful of YouTube videos that get made over a few hours. That's not what's happening, right? I mean, it's just not.
happened. It really happened. And it's probably because of this video and other videos and people that covered it that they restored the audience score to its proper place. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know your guys' thoughts on all of this. I'd like to hear from you. Also, if you would, please like and subscribe. Share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
I'm gonna give my opinion about this shit, right? I think that this guy does himself a really big disservice by jumping to such a big conclusion. I think that it's what he wants to believe. I think that he thinks that this is what's happening because he wants it to be what's happening because it reaffirms what he believes. And I think that people like him have a really important position in the industry right now because the industry is so controlled with people that aren't allowed to think like he does. And I think that he damages that position and he damages the integrity of the side that I would say he is on and I am also pretty much on by jumping to conclusions without a lot of evidence, just based off of what he thinks happened. I think that people will stop taking it seriously, and we cease being the side of people that are reasonable, and we are seen as unreasonable. I think that in general, any time that you become unreasonable, you become wrong. And I understand that maybe you think this is true, but to draw as many conclusions as this video did, I think serves a disservice to his message and to his viewpoint. Because a reasonable, logical person critically thinking about this would see that he has skipped a number of steps and he's drawn a number of conclusions that are based off of biases. And I'm not saying that those conclusions are inaccurate. I'm saying that there's not enough evidence for them to be accurate, and to say that there is ridiculous. And for something that's so small, to immediately jump to that, I think it is a unreasonable conclusion. That's what my belief is. So, do you think the root of the Star Wars fan base is split? Everyone in their 30s hates the newer stuff. Meanwhile, the younger generations like it. Well, I don't know about that. Who says the younger generations like it? I don't know. There's the video. Geeks and Gamers had a video with more proof. No, I'm sure that it happened, right? And I think that, like, I get where he's coming from. I do, but I just think that he needs to, like, just dial it the fuck back. Like, people on YouTube put too much of an emphasis of the value of a YouTube video. A YouTube video is not going to sink Star Wars. It's not going to happen. They're not going to make industry-wide decisions based off of a handful of YouTube videos. It's just not what's going to that's just not going to happen. Says you? Of course, says me. I've made a lot of YouTube videos about things that didn't change. That's I know it better than anybody, right? So no, but Disney will. Disney's not going to change what happens based off of YouTube videos. They're going to change what happens based off of audiences, right? If people stop watching the content, then they'll stop making it. So, you know, if there's nothing but shit, you didn't like the video? Yeah, I mean, I can see why people didn't like the video. I think, like, obviously, you know, everybody's going to have whatever opinion they want to have, but I just don't think it's fair to go to this much of a conclusion. Yeah, I made a lot of videos, Blizzard didn't change. Yep, there it is. And I know it all too well.
The battle is over.
Uh-oh.
We fought valiantly, with courage and determination.
Yep.
But ultimately, we all knew this all would have to come to an end, as all boycotts do. And honestly, I'm surprised it lasted for more than a week. So, for those of you who don't know, after Riot announced their $500 skin,
Yep.
which to be fair, let me correct myself, buying the correct number of bundles for the right amount of RP, you can buy it for $450. Anyway,
It's only $450, guys.
players were simply not happy about the pricing, as well as the fact that this is supposed to represent Faker, who is known for not using skins. And so, the player base actually united under a single banner. And there was a movement to ban Ahri in every game. On the last episode of Dragon Ball, you might have seen that this actually brought in some results.
It did.
Ahri's ban rate more than doubled. With the catch being that the ban rate more than doubled in the West. In Korea, which is the region this was targeting, nothing really happened.
Well, I
But
don't know about nothing really happened. I feel like that's a pretty big change. Like, to go from here to here, that's massive. Like, if you look right here, this is between 3 and 2, and this goes all the way up to 5. That's like a doubling.
But now
It's just
been
not as
more than
extreme.
a month since the boycott started. And so I think it's time to not only look at how it's currently going, but it's also time to look at how much the skin earned for Riot.
Oh.
Yes, we actually got some numbers
Wow.
from the financial side too.
How?
You're gonna be amazed. And speaking of financial side and being amazed,
Is this a sponsor?
this video is
That's what I
sponsored by
thought.
Factor 75. Okay,
Isn't that
I know who
food?
you are. Since you're watching this video, considering the topic, the
Yeah.
chances are you are someone who might need help with dealing with unhealthy food.
What the
and that's what
fuck?
we're doing today with the help
What
of
the
Factor
fuck?
75. Are you tired of trying to
Wow.
figure out what to eat? Are you tired of eating the same food
No.
again and again?
No.
Are you tired of wasting precious ingredients?
Can they deliver me
well,
Chipotle?
Factor is ready to fix all of these issues. With their service, you're getting fresh meals delivered at your doorstep every week. All of them take only about 2 minutes to prepare, and you get to choose from a weekly menu of 35 options, which includes Calorie Smart, Keto, Protein Plus, Veggie, and even vegan options.
What about just the good
Of
food?
course, since everything arrives right at your doorstep,
They have that?
it helps you skip getting groceries
good.
as well as all the prep work we all do before cooking.
Except
so
that-
instead,
no, never
why
mind.
don't we just get some nice chef-approved meals? And that's not to mention that Factor now also offers some new snack options, like breakfast, smoothies, juices, and all kinds of small bites. And again,
I wish I could get more smoothies. I never have those.
I know my audience.
Mm-hmm.
I know you all like small bites. Though my issue is I can't cook. Well, no more. With Factor 75, I can finally feel like a chef.
I can cook, I'm
and
just
so
lazy.
can you. So get 50% off your first box and 20% off your next month's orders
Chocolate
using
brownie?
my link. So
Wow, that
click
was
the
really
link in the
good.
description or scan
want
the
that.
QR code using your phone. Many thanks to Factor 75 for sponsoring
Yeah,
this video.
I actually have brownies
and now that our
downstairs.
tastes are
I should go get
satisfied,
those.
let's go back to the video. So, at this point, boycotts in gaming are kinda known for not doing much. It is hard to see developers actually budge unless it's harming their financial side.
Well,
which-
usually most boycotts, like, they end quickly because people, like, you have to understand that video game players are the weakest audience in the entire world. Because all of them are mostly playing video games in order to indulge in something because they're not doing something else in real life. They have no self-control. So it's like, that's why I've said before, every video game boycott is only 1 3-minute cinematic away from being over. Everybody hated Blizzard and they hated Diablo, and then the Diablo 4 cinematic came out and people want to play Diablo 4. And I guarantee you the same thing's going to happen with the new game. Like, if they announced Overwatch 3, people would get excited for it again. That's it. Like, because at the end of the day, people care about this stuff, but they care about it recreationally. And what I mean by that is on the internet, there's become a trend or like a commonality where people get mad about stuff like entertainment almost. It's like, let's see what's on the internet so I can get pissed off. What the fuck? But that's what's going on. And so people don't really care about these issues. They just talk about them and they use them as entertainment.
Means in
But
order
the moment that issue, they have to decide between caring about that issue and doing what they feel like doing. They will always do what they feel like doing. They don't really care.
for Ari's boycotts to be successful, they would have to do exactly
Drop it immediately,
that.
yeah.
So the obvious question is, did the boycotts work? Well, as you saw, the West is really trying to fight this.
Yeah.
And out of all the places around the internet, of course, the Ari mains suffered the most.
Yeah,
and
naturally.
while last time I showed you how they all united to kickstart the boycotts, today I am happy to report that the $500 skin is still very much a hot topic there. What's your opinion on the recent legendary Ari collection? Never thought money printers grew on trees, but with the outrageous prices, you'll really see that people will do anything for a couple of sequences of flashing LEDs.
They're just stupid. I mean, what do you expect? The people buy all kinds of stupid shit. Like, these are people, they spend 8 hours a day on League. Of course they're going to buy a $450 skin. I mean, it's their mom's money anyway. Who cares? And also, remember that guy that was on the Riot Points? He worked at a Riot Points, like, third-party thing. He said, like, 20% of people that are buying this are taking out loans to do it in payment plans. Yeah, they're stupid. Like, I mean, what do you expect?
There's a thing I don't
XQC
like
bought
in
it?
the
Yeah.
Immortal Legendary Ari
Yeah.
skin, the one that cost 60,000 RP. Her walk animation is
So you
still
got to keep in mind that, like, there are a lot of people that are broke, but there are also a lot of people that have a lot of money. There are so many people out there that make over $80,000 a year. There are tens of millions of them. And if you can get them to buy something, well, there you go.
broken. You can count the keyframes. It's like
Whale
stop
games,
motion
yeah, 80K is
animation.
nothing.
What is the best
Sure,
Ari
right?
skin, and where does the cheapest Ari skin rank among them? See, all of these are conversations from about 3 days ago.
Yeah.
And they all came out on the same day. So a month later, the skin is still being discussed. Which
Sure.
would probably make you think, damn,
What the fuck else are they going to talk about on a subreddit dedicated to, like, obviously a thirst trap character? I mean, if this is like the Honkai Star Rail subreddit, every picture is like a picture of like the characters in a relationship with each other. That's it. I mean, this would be the only thing that's worth typing about, right?
boycotts are still going. Well, let's have a look.
Ooh.
See, I'm surprised.
Oh my god. That was good. Oh
It took
fuck.
us a month to get all the way back.
Yeah.
But alas, it had to happen one day, and so the boycotts are pretty much over.
That's
Now,
right.
Last time, I also showed you.
And this also happens with world events. Like months ago, everybody was talking about Israel and Palestine. Now there's way less people talking about it. How many people are talking about Ukraine now versus never had happened in like 2022? A lot less people. Like there is even COVID, right? Like people just get tired of thinking about it. They get tired of talking about it. Like that's it. Because nobody really cares. Exactly. Like most people don't really care about anything except for themselves and what they are immediately related to. So the moment, like, this is an abstract problem. So they don't really give a shit about this. They're Coney 2012. Perfect. There you go.
numbers for all the other regions.
Free Hong Kong.
Including
There's
Korea,
another one.
where, again,
Yep.
the players didn't really do much. And some people pointed out that it would be
Mm-hmm.
cool to also have the numbers from China, which does make a massive chunk of League's market.
Of course.
And you are right. It would be a good idea to have a look at those numbers.
Let's see them.
Except, League is handled by Tencent over there. And Tencent doesn't like to give out third-party support for their API.
What a surprise.
That's why I didn't show it originally. Except, apparently Tencent does have their own website
Oh, wow.
where they show these stats directly.
Okay, let's
so,
see it.
from this glorious graph, we can see that in China, Ari's bans went to 4%, then to 6%, and then back to 4%.
Wow.
So, over in the East, no one cares about an overpriced skin for Ari.
No.
And the reason why this is important to point out is because
I mean, look, it's a flex. Yeah, it's a flex. That's just what people do. Like, really? I mean, I get it. No one cares. Well, yeah, people don't really give a shit. It's hot skin. Yeah, she's super fucking hot. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, big surprise.
there are some serious correlations, and those link to how much the skin is actually earning. So, let's dive into that. From the very first moment, it was obvious that the skin would do well. And that's because some really funny reports came in. As an example, Texerto reported on a case where the players were actually taking out loans for the skin.
I mean, this is one of the things that you have to remember is that there's like this like hope that some people have that justified it, that try to defend this stuff, and they're like, oh, well, it's just rich whales. No, a lot of it are, I know this might sound crazy, but a lot of people that don't have any money, one of the reasons why they don't have any money is because they're bad with money.
People did joke about this at first,
Yeah.
and then it actually happened. I also remember people joking about paying with kidneys. I hate the implications here.
Yeah.
Anyway, according to this article, instead of people buying RP directly from the client, some people opted into buying the physical RP cards you can find at a grocery store.
Oh, wow.
And there are two reasons why people did that. First of all, RP has different prices in different regions, which means you can buy the RP card in another region
You
for a
redeem
lower
it, yeah.
price and then
Yeah.
use the code on your account. By doing that, some people were able to get the skin for only $350. But
Wow!
then came the second reason. Some of the
Oh my
RP
God.
card vendors can sell them to you digitally with a payment plan. And the owner of one of these stores
Yep, there
actually
it is.
confirmed that a lot of people were buying these with a low
Every second order. Wait, so 50% of people are buying it? Man, you know what I should start? A credit card company. That'd be a really good idea. You know, I bet the guys that run MasterCard probably have a lot. They're probably billionaires, right? Yeah, they probably got a lot of money. That's crazy. I'm gonna be real. I have never taken out credit on anything. I think that it is a grift. I would, if I had to, I would, like, if you have to buy a mortgage on a house, you pretty much have to take out credit, right? Other than that, never. Never, never, never. Personally, I would never do it. This isn't financial advice. I don't know if it's a good idea or not, right? Like, my dad's had a credit card for fucking like 60 years, pays it off every fucking month, and, you know, he just gets free benefits. So, like, yeah, you can do that. But the kind of people that need credit cards, it's funny because, like, if you need a credit card, you shouldn't have one. And if you don't need one, you can get one because they have great benefits, right? It's actually kind of funny. Yeah, now I think about it.
Which means people might be boycotting Ari on one front, while others are getting into debt as this is all happening. And that is where our first report came in. We got a report from .esports that within 1 hour, Faker Skin made $600,000. Now,
That's a
that
lot.
wasn't in the first hour of the sales. No, this is actually something far funnier. Apparently, in China, they had an
Pre-orders?
official shopping stream to promote the skin. As you can see from the screenshots,
Yeah.
it really was.
See, that's smart. See, China, they got it right. what they do is they have obviously the guy that works on the game, but more importantly, you have the two pretty girls that are standing next to him that are dressed up like the character. That right there is what you call marketing. Blizzard could
Bunch
never.
of people promoting it. And to be fair, it does kind of look like a fun event. Except the point still was to promote a really expensive skin. And of course, eventually, Faker appeared on the screen too.
Right.
And within an hour of that appearance, $600,000 was in the bank. Now, just to be sure, just to do some research myself, I went on the website and I actually found the line confirming this. It says, the live broadcast revenue of these three skins is as high as 4.81 million. That's in the Chinese yuan from
That's
previous
like a lot
context.
less.
It
Yeah.
seems there are still many people supporting Faker, and he is really popular in China.
What a surprise.
Now, of course, that was still within just 1 hour of that.
What about like 5
So,
hours?
what about the rest?
Yeah.
Well, we got a second report, which seems to be a summary of the same event. And from that we learned that in a single day, they earned about 17 million yuan, which
$2.3 million in one day? That's insane.
is about
Holy
$2.3
shit.
million. And here's the thing. That's just the sales from a single event in a single day.
And you'd expect China, bro, you'd expect China 100% to be only part of it because Korea, like Faker's Korean, right? So like, I bet Korea went crazy. And people in the US probably spending money on this shit too. Yeah.
In a single region.
And now they got three
in
of the girls.
Total,
That's smart.
The event was supposed to go
Yep.
on for 3 weeks, up to July the 8th. And I'm saying was because it is likely that Riot noticed that the skin is actually being sold,
Yeah.
and they decided to prolong it. That's right, we got an update that the Hall of Legends event was extended to the 29th of July. That is 3 extra weeks
Wow.
of sales. Now, to be fair, it is definitely possible that Riot extended this event to give people more time to complete the Battle Pass.
That's probably
but
what
as far
they
as
did
we
it for.
know,
It's probably
people
both.
were fine with the time. So the first thing the players think about now is the extra sales.
Yeah,
and
no
that's
shit.
really where we are today. The boycotts are pretty much over.
Well,
Nothing
of course they are. Like every boycott, people don't really give a shit about this. You want to have people stop thinking about a boycott? Get that girl on the screen again with the outfit from the skin on. The people not going to be thinking about the boycott anymore. It's the easiest solution you ever like. It's so fucking easy.
really happened, and Riot didn't really need to do anything because the banning just stopped on its
Bud
own.
Light tank, yeah, but did they get a hot girl? No, they didn't. They should have done that. I guarantee you, if instead of Dylan Mulvaney, it was Sydney Sweeney, guess what would have fucking happened?
And on top of that, we got some really funny reports that the skin is selling well. And that's not even in the region this skin was targeting.
Yeah.
So if China was able to push for $2.3 million from a single event on a single day, who knows what will come out of Korea? So rest
Probably a lot.
assured,
Yeah, a
as
lot.
was confirmed, there is no way we are not getting these skins annually.
Yeah, of
and
course.
if the common fault of the League of Legends player base doesn't like it, well, there is probably nothing we can do since someone will always buy this. But don't forget,
That's the problem, right? Is that when you don't vote by not buying something, you just let other people vote instead. Yo, legendary drops. Thanks for the raid, bro. I appreciate it. I saw that.
that even though we are talking about millions of dollars earned, 30% of that before tax, and that is a big difference, actually goes to the T1 team. That's probably why these regions really feel like they can support Faker. And at the end of the day, as I mentioned every time, it is just a skin and it is not ruining the game. Things would be far scarier if this was connected to gameplay.
Then
I mean,
I'd probably play the
remember,
game.
Riot is really just giving us a free game inside League of Legends that should be on Steam for like 15 bucks.
I'm gonna play this.
So, this has nothing to do with gameplay, and thankfully it is also not tied to an IRL item. Like this statue of the skins. And actually,
Man, why she is so fucking thick. That's nuts. Oh my god.
cheaper than the digital
Jesus.
skin itself. Though that was until you put it in your shopping cart and you saw the shipping. Thank God Riot fixed that stuff.
Oh my god.
So, once again, many thanks to Factor75 for sponsoring this video.
So here's where I'm at. Am I gonna play a league mode? Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Yeah. I think it'll be fun. The swarm thing? Yeah, 100%. So here's the way I see it. People don't really give a shit about anything other than playing video games, and every boycott will end. It's just a matter of when. The only time boycotts work is when the product is genuinely bad. Like, boycotts are effectively like a boiling over. But the other thing is that a lot of people on the internet, there's like a huge echo chamber on the internet. And people don't realize, like, a lot of, even on the internet, it's contested. But anybody who's not paying attention to this shit, like, nobody's caring about this. It's just like a casual player. So you only really have the most extreme players that even know about this or care about it. And everybody else, it doesn't really matter to them. Yeah, game boycotts never work unless the product sucks and the characters are ugly and flat. Yeah, and this character isn't ugly. So people are going to buy it anyway. People also push back against the boycott? Yeah, absolutely. These games are all about buying stuff, though? Yeah, for sure. Still talk about Will Smith slapping Chris Rock? Yeah, but that's because people don't like Will Smith. People are mad about Will Smith because, like, he turned into being like a cuck or some shit, right? And that actually kind of goes to, like, what my point is, right? Is, like, it's not even about the slap. Like, nobody gives a shit about that, bro. Like, if Will Smith had done that in 2001, fresh off Independence Day, people have been like, yo, fuck Chris Rock, you know? Like, fuck him. That's it. So, fumbled Margot Robbie? Yeah, that's a mistake, man. Actually true. Yeah, absolutely. He lost respect by letting himself be treated that way. Yeah. That's what I'm really trying to get at. And so, like, because nobody really gives a fuck about this shit. Like, nobody cares. Like, nobody gives a fuck about, like, some skin or something like that. Like, who really cares about this shit? Like, it's funny to talk about, but, like, everybody needs to remember that, like, every internet drama is just recreational outrage. Like, 99%. I probably think 99% of real life things. Like, people get mad about some politics shit happen. Most people don't really give a fuck. They're gonna make a tweet about it and be like, and then they're gonna go about their day like it never even happened. That's the truth.
Is this female ass Mongol?
Trail mix. You mean M&Ms with obstacles?
What's this? Yeah, I mean, so here's the thing. I hope nobody goes and says that this girl is like annoying the cashier, because I go to a gas station all the time. There are so many crackheads. Like if you go to 7-Eleven, what they do is they will give some random fucking crackhead, because they have to get rid of their food at a certain time, and they say, all right, crazy Bill, come on in. And so really, people like this probably be the funniest thing that happens to them at a gas station like this for the whole week.
I just got told to kill myself from a game developer. All right, let's see what this is. Do not buy this game. For those interested, you literally misled the game store of the game. The developers make it feel like the store that is in the game is a full release. Nothing could be further from the truth. As you progress far enough into the game, you come across beta or coming soon text. Some achievements can literally not be obtained because of this. Also, the balance in several levels is ridiculously bad. I've already wasted 12 hours trying to beat level 1 and I still can't do it. Do not buy unless the problems are addressed and the developers actually make changes instead of just posting standard responses. I will also write to Steam support about this since the developer has created achievements that cannot be achieved and is misleading customers. The developer responds, kill yourself. Oh man.